On Sunday, OC Transpo is undergoing the largest bus service change in its history. A new way to bus will focus on frequency, local service, and neighborhood connections. And staff say almost every customer will be impacted in some way. So it's a big heads up to you transit users. Here to chat about the transit overhaul is David Jones from OC Transpo. Great to see you again, David.
Thanks for having me here today.
Firstly, why such a massive overhaul? You got to tell us.
So over the past few years, there's been some major changes to how people travel throughout Ottawa. With the COVID pandemic, people are traveling out of the home less often, they're traveling less far, and they want more local connections. As well, as you may recall, earlier this year we launched a new O-Train line, Line 2 and Line 4, all the way out to Riverside South and to the airport. So we're changing the bus network to provide greater connections as well to the O-Train system.
So it sounds like you're responding to user behavior or habits. How's the feedback been so far when learning that things are going to change so drastically? As someone that grew up riding the buses, things didn't change for decades, and then we got an LRT and new routes and things. It seems like we blew the system up.
Yes, so typically OC Transpo does service changes 4 times a year. So that's to accommodate for seasonal changes, scheduling and whatnot. But there's minor route changes that take place. With new ways to bus, this is a major change to the system, and so it's to adapt to the evolving travel patterns that are taking place. So we've received lots of feedback so far, but we are listening. So if you do have questions, you can visit octranspo.com/newways-to-bus, and you can find out more.
Awesome. Let's show some folks the examples that you've brought along for us of how things could change, because it changes depending on what your situation is. So this is Route 88. This is the red line represents the old route. And essentially, tell us where we're going here.
So with new ways to bus, some routes will be extended, some routes will be shortened, some routes will be replaced, and some routes will have improved schedules. Now with Route 88, this is an example of a route that is being broken up. Route 88 is currently one of the longest routes in the city. It's 30 kilometers long, stretching from Herdman Station all the way to Terry Fox.
Okay, that is a long one.
Throughout this area, you're traveling in a mix of the transit way, you've got bus priority lanes, but you also have mixed traffic. What mixed traffic does is that results in a little bit of unpredictability. If there's an accident, or if you have, say, sends traffic out in Canada, that could impact your bus further on down the system. So with Route 88, what's being done is this route's being split up into 2 different routes. So it will serve, Route 88 will run between Bayshore, stops at the Queensway Carleton Hospital, Algonquin College, and then continue up to Herdman. For everyone that is west of the Queensway Carleton Hospital, it's going to new route 68 is going to run from Terry Fox, stops at the hospital as well still, but then continues on to Algonquin's College and stops there.
So you can see where the 68 will connect you to the route and where it overlaps along the way, and then the endpoint remains the same. It's just if you happen to be that far west, you might have a connection involved.
Exactly. It's all about providing a more predictable route time.
Okay, and folks will also see probably brand new routes pop up that we'll need to learn and get acquainted with. So tell us more about Route 70, because we haven't had this route in existence before, correct?
Correct. So this is a new route that's coming to Barrhaven. So right now there's a local route in Barrhaven known as the 170, and that provides you with local connections. So that provides you with, stops at the marketplace as well as movie theaters. What Route 70 does is it will extend from Fallowfield, travel through major local connections in Barrhaven. We're talking about Marketplace Station, so if you're going to the movie theaters, if you're doing groceries, businesses on Strandherd, the Amazon warehouse, all these major areas. And it's also going to then connect you up with Limebank Station. So that'll provide you with a new O-Train connection. And for anyone who needs to make use of the 2 park and rides in Riverside South, you'll be also able to take this bus onto Limebank Station.
Okay, excellent. So Riverside South down here. Perfect. All right, we've got to watch out for new routes as well. Let's take a look at our final example here. Route 24. This is the old route. We're going from where to where?
So Route 24 currently runs between St. Laurent Station and then loops up into the Beacon Hill community. What's happening with this route is we're actually extending it further on beyond Beacon Hill, underneath the 174 into Blackburn Hamlet and into Chapel Hill. And what this is going to do is this is going to provide new 2-way service for residents in Beacon Hill if you want to connect up with St. Laurent or Blair Station. And then it provides a new O-Train connection for residents in Chapel Hill in Orleans as well as Blackburn Hamlet. And it'll provide you right now with connections to 2 O-Train stations at St. Laurent and Blair. But then when the O-Train East extension opens up, you'll also have a connection at Montreal Road.
All right. So new routes that may not resemble the old route, additional routes to connect you to the old route that might have a different pattern, and brand new routes altogether. A complete overhaul starts this Sunday. Of course, there's going to be help along the way for you. You can always visit OC Transpo's website. You can give them a call, and I know OC Transpo is very good at having people out and about at some key points if you have questions as well.
We'll be out there next week. Look for the red vest staff.
All right. Thank you so much, David.